Back. My name is Isabelle Zimmerman, and I am with Attracting Wisdom. I'm so happy for you to be here and listening to part 2 of this hypnosis session with Anya. In part 1, we went into the life of Atlantis, where we uncovered light language, her working with Mother Earth, her working with Patone, and then she went outside after the chanting and the protocol, kind of say in a weird way, a protocol process, right? It's really to align your vibration and to raise your vibration so that you can connect with spirit. Okay. It's the same no matter what timeline you are on. And what I thought was really interesting around her session was she went outside and she saw the symbol in the cloud, the same symbol that was written in the dirt, right? And the activation around sacred geometry or light language is to activate and unlock a code and a key within us so that we can accept abundance. All right. In this second half or part 2 of her session, we're going to cover a lot. I'm going to stop her session and I'm going to bring forth what I think will really assist you. All right. Now we're going to jump in and I'm asking her higher self or her spirit guides, Anya is in a transition. And so when you are in your journey of awakening, I just want to let you know there are good days, there are really super high days, and there are low days. And some days you have a lot of clarity and a lot of awareness, and other days you feel like you're falling apart. And so let's listen in to what her spirit guides say about this. And Anya wanted to know, like, she's really going through a transition period, right? And one day she's like, I feel really clear one day, and then falling apart the next because she's shifting and changing. And
Yes.
she's like, I just want to know what's my message. Is there any insight that you can give her?
Everybody needs to stay grounded and focused on themselves, and it's okay to not be okay and to be, and yeah, just to live like a child. Just
Mm,
feed inner child energy. Feed inner child energy and play with other kids. Play with other kids, every shape or form. Play with other kids in every possible way.
mm,
It's it is difficult for her. It is.
mm-hmm.
She needs a getaway. She knows. She's okay. It's just a lot of things are recalibrating also around
Mm-hmm.
her, and she feels a little bit confused because of that,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes the scenarios in her head do not match the reality that they actually develop, that they unfold, but that doesn't mean that they are not the right scenarios.
Mm. I think that's great advice. All of us should be focusing on feeding that inner child, that play, to be silly, to dance, to laugh. It raises our vibration, and it's very important for us to connect with our inner child. I know I do a lot of inner child work because I feel heavy and I take this way too serious. And I think it's really interesting that we all have scenarios or pictures in our minds of how something should be, how it should look like, feel like, when it should be here, how it should be here, right? All of us kind of get caught up into that trap. And did you notice that her higher self said, it doesn't mean what materialized in your world, what you experience in your reality, wasn't the right scenario. I'm telling you, I hear this all all the time from spirit guides, including my own, that it does not matter how it appears. Have high trust. It was for your highest good. And what will happen to us is it's sometimes that's hard for us to digest or to accept, or we want to judge it as wrong. We don't see the gift in it. We felt it was painful. A whole variety of things, right? However, if you can practice this as you awaken, that no matter what the scenario is, no matter what the manifestation is, it was the right one for you. And that is the work. Okay. All right. Let's listen in.
So I think the message that everybody needs to know is just hang in there and like play with other kids and like, just remind each other that this is just the experience.
Mm-hmm.
It is challenging, of course, in this reality because there are so many things on everybody's plate and people are very stressed out, as you say. Um, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be like stress is not something from outside. Stress is something from inside.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing, whoever is carrying the baggage, the luggage, the burden, whoever is carrying the burden is
Mm-hmm.
not an outside burden. It's not like putting a rock on your shoulder or on your back, but it's inside.
Mm-hmm.
It's heavy energy, it's heaviness of
Mm-hmm.
emotions, of feelings, especially expectations.
Mm. Okay. I had to pop in again. Um, when we feel stress, you know, we all feel stress, right? What's interesting is you never think of, oh, I'm feeling stressed because of my emotions, what I'm feeling, my expectations, right? Because when you're in it, right? But then when you slow down, what is it? It's always eternal. So it's interesting because we think like we want to change the outside world. We want to change the outside conditions. We want people to behave differently, act differently, think differently, be differently, right? We want the world to be different. We want corporations to be different, governments to be different, whatever, right? We want everyone else to change. So we're not stressed out. So we're not overwhelmed. So we're not experiencing the emotions, the feelings, right? But it's internal. So I really like how her higher self kind of showed that it stress is internal. It's not external. So the next time you're stressed out, if you could just pause and just say, okay, this is internal and it's okay. And so I don't need to change anything on the outside right now. I just need to deal with what's going on in the inside. And maybe just taking a breath is your first step. All right, let's listen in.
And yes, we can hold the energy of somebody else, but when we are conscious of it, we can let it go.
Mm-hmm.
but we have to remind each other. She's doing good work because she is reminding people. But she also needs people around she has you. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
And you have her. So
Mm-hmm.
that is, now it's like a huge, huge crystal, huge crystal in the middle of our reality or world or whatever, and everybody can see the reflection in this crystal, and it's shiny, it's beautiful, 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 beautiful crystal, and so a lot of sparkling energy. And but when you look inside, it doesn't, sometimes you are not going to see what you want to see. Sometimes you wake up with a pimple on your face, sometimes you wake up, I don't know, but that doesn't mean that the crystal is ugly. You're not
Yeah.
ugly, it's just a reflection, but that will pass. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So this goes back when she mentions the crystal and she says, we don't want to see what we see, but she's saying, no matter what we see, it's beautiful. And so I get this a lot from my spirit guides, and they, because they're always working with me. And so this is how I do it as Isabelle. I know everything is perspective. And I know the darkness is part of the light. Like it cannot not be because we're inside source's consciousness. So if everything is love, because let me tell you, spirit guides will say this over and over and over and over, there is nothing but love. But there is a contrast, there is a polarity. And so that darkness, so whatever I don't see and I don't prefer, sometimes I pause and I'm like, okay, is there a belief there that I need to look at? Is it empowering? Is it disempowering? And then how can I see the beauty or how can I see the neutrality of it? And I kind of play with it. I don't do it all the time, but I do it frequently enough, right? Because I am fully aware as we ascend, it's really around acceptance of all without judgment. And there's just a lot of judgment, a lot, you know, it's everywhere, small, big, delicate. So going back to being present, focusing, grounding, choosing how you want to see something. Um, sometimes I have to do it every 30 seconds. No joke. Yeah, every 30 seconds. Sometimes I just sit in it and I'm really uncomfortable, right? Sometimes I journal. Like it is a process. And I just wanted to share that with you. It's like, you know, it's a lot sometimes. It's a lot. But I pause this to just seed this idea that it is all beautiful. Like this ascension and you are remarkable and beautiful and magnificent. And so, if you could listen to this and just soften your judgment around what is, even a little bit, that's awesome. That's fantastic. All right, let's listen back in. Who was when we went into that past life or the life where they were chanting and working with spirit? Who is Patone to Anya?
The chief,
Mm, And can
Chief
Anya,
of fertility, chief of fertility.
ah,
But it's a man, not a woman.
yeah, nice. He specializes in like abundance and fertility.
Yeah,
Hmm.
fertility for everybody, for the land and for women.
Oh, nice.
Fertile
Hmm.
soil is
Hmm.
connected to women's womb.
Nice. So when Anya's ready to get pregnant, she can call upon this chief.
Huh? Yeah.
How cool is that? Chief Fatone with fertility and abundance. So I don't know if you know someone who's trying to get pregnant, but he works with the female wombs. And I will tell you, it's so interesting because, like, I don't know about you, but I was taught magic is not real. Yet at the same time, I heard contradictory things, right? And now, in my awakening journey, I am fully aware magic is totally real. Oh my gosh. And thank goodness that was wrong. Or, thank God that was like a different perspective and whatever. But yeah, connecting with spirit and asking for assistance. And it's wonderful because you're going into that love frequency. So, yeah, introduce you to Chief Patone. Would you
Just
like to
love,
hear her? Just love.
just love. No matter what, just feel love.
Mm,
Feel love and feel loved. There's so much light everywhere, so much light.
mm,
But nobody knows the definition of light if they don't know what darkness is.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's like it's a dance.
Okay. I had to stop it again. So, feel love, feel loved. It sounds so simple, and in a weird way, it is. But as you open up your heart, one of the things that I teach the students is we really practice feeling love and being in love and um, feeling loved. Because I think if you bring your awareness, like, you know, do it for a day, see how long you can do it. Do it for 5 minutes, do it for an hour, see how long, right? And it's interesting because we're so used to exploring or seeing the perspective of the density, but you know practicing saying, I love connecting with my friends. I love that I can have coffee in the morning. I love that my bed is really comfortable. I feel so loved when I do talk to my friends and I'm connected. I feel love for my dog, right? And so when I bring my awareness, it's very similar to gratitude, right? Gratitude and appreciation. And I will tell you, it's not going to be really in this video, but uh, I will tell you gratitude is a port key. Gratitude opens up portals and opportunities of consciousness, that's ridiculous. If you want to do magic, I would work on gratitude right away. If you don't have a gratitude journal, if you're not journaling, if you're not writing it down, if you don't go into gratitude, it is a key component to magic, period. I didn't know how critical it was. I would say I really learned that in 2024, personally. Um, I was a little, I was surprised, but not surprised. Like I understood it, but I did not understand the gravity of it. Really, it's that critical. So, you can practice seeing love, being love, feeling love, and see how long you can do it. Just see, right? All right, let's listen back in.
It's it's a birth, or it's going to be birth, but not only in terms of human child.
Okay.
Something is birthing. I mean, new world is birthing as well. So the new energy.
Mm-hmm. Is the new, my spirit guides have been talking to me about more energies coming this month, and the we've been working, humanity's been working on the ascension for a long time, but this is really the birthing of us shifting our consciousness.
Yes. But for real now, for real.
Yes.
It's it's the birthing. Before it was pregnancy, now it's time to deliver.
Yes, it's our delivery. Yes. I joke that most humans don't even know that they're pregnant, let alone
Yes.
birth.
Yes. A lot of people are giving birth, even men. They don't
Yeah,
know.
they have no idea. And so my team is really talking to me about that birthing process. And I said, yep, I got it. I'm a midwife. So
Mhm.
the contractions is really the pulling apart of spreading the hips in a human female giving birth, right? So you feel like you're contracting with your hips, but they really are pulling apart for the baby to come through. So
Mhm.
those that pulling apart energy and coming together, um, I understood that Earth was going to have earthquakes and fires and floods because the Earth is also purging the chakras and the clearing. She's also clearing, right? So I
Mhm.
said, yep, got it. There's going to be a lot of uh, earthquakes and shaking of the earth, which is great. Um, more and more humans are going to become aware that they are divinity. And it's, you know, I know time doesn't exist, but it's the next 10 years, right? Which is very short. But the contraction pains is really going to be felt.
Yeah, but you have options to lower the
Yes,
intensity of contractions. You don't have to
absolutely.
suffer. You
You
don't
do
have
not have
to.
to suffer giving birth. So
Yes.
they showed me two scenarios for women. One
Yes.
woman is surrounded by her family. They are singing, rejoicing for the soul entering the baby or arriving on the earth. There's water, there's flowers, she's relaxed, they're having fun, and it's a beautiful experience. right?
Absolutely.
The next scenario that they say is the sterile hospital. People are wearing masks. She's kind
They
of
are,
alone.
yeah, they are even forcing contractions.
They're right. She's being induced. And so they said, it's a choice, Isabelle. But
Yes.
what do you want to create, right? So then my other favorite one that they give me is a remodel of the house. So they said, Isabelle, you're remodeling your kitchen. And then you realize not only are you remodeling your kitchen, you decided to change where the sink is and you decided to put a back porch in there. So you're working with the architects and you're picking out the counters and the cabinets and you're just loving all the workers and the coffee makers in the bathroom, but you don't care because you are creating a beautiful, magical space to enjoy with family and friends. And you're putting sacred geometry and port keys and magic in there and stained glass, and you're just having a blast. Then there's the other remodel where you're like, oh my God, I have no kitchen. I have my coffee makers in the bathroom. They rip up my kitchen floor. I have termites. My project is delayed. And it's not an enjoyable experience, right?
And you can also, yeah, and you can also compare this to a wedding. A wedding, if somebody wants to have like a simple, I mean, what is the purpose of wedding? For two people to get married.
Mm-hmm.
And there are people who are putting so much stress in the wedding.
Yes.
So many details because they want that it's perfect. So the purpose of two people coming together, like, it loses its purpose. So now everybody who are pushing, who are struggling, like, it's losing its purpose. What is it all about? It's about birthing something beautiful, something new, something completely different than now. And this is the purpose. People should be aware and people should be focused on this purpose, not how is it. And because how you can decide, you can choose. There's always a choice. So you can choose to have a wedding for 300 people and a wedding planner and a lot of money and a lot of stress and a lot of details. Or you can have a simple wedding where the purpose will be fulfilled that two people that really love each other come together in the ceremony.
Mm-hmm. I really like the wedding analogy. Spirit has been really working with me on the birthing of our planet. I do speak to other galactic beings, so I talk about their um, shift in consciousness on their planet to see what is there some common threads? Is it typical? Like what's typical? What can, I don't know. As an Ascension teacher, it's my passion. So I'm like, so the wedding, when she mentioned that the loses the purpose, the stress, right? Like what is the purpose of something? Or I would like to say, what is the intention? What is the intention of the experience, setting an intention of more love, more joy, having a birth that is fun and celebratory and really beautiful, or enjoying the process of remodeling the kitchen, or enjoying planning to bring your family and friends to witness your love between your partner. Like how beautiful is that? And so I think if we can just kind of get out of our minds and like into our heart and into the present and into gratitude and really appreciate it, I think it's softer. I think it's easier. I will have to say to you, even as Isabelle, as me, I have to practice it. I have to remind myself. It's like Whoa, whoa, whoa. Isabel, you're in your head. You're in your head. You're in your head. Slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, slow it down. Set your intention. You're taking it way too serious. All right, let's listen back in.
It's it's a preference, but it's also it's a really simple option. We need to be focused on two things, that we always have an option of perspectives, and that the focus is on the positive, the end result.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Nobody knows how the end result will look like, but we have to have trust that we know now so much information from everything, that and we can feel that we know within, but we don't know exactly the scenario, and it's okay because we are next to each other. We don't have to know everything, but we just have to trust and love each other, and
Mm.
that's enough.
Okay, so high trust is when you're in the unknown, uncertainty, just know everything is for your highest good, and have high trust. So I really think that not knowing, being uncertain is the unknown is scary to us because we don't feel safe. And just know that that's normal and it's okay. And allow yourself a little grace that if you're scared because you're in the unknown, you don't know how something's going to work out or when, where, what, it's okay. It's okay. But we're in it together. We're ascending together. We're in our great, great awakening for our species, and we're moving into oneness. How exciting is that?
Nurturing, there's a lot of nurturing. It should be a lot of nurturing. Also, not only moms, parents nurturing kids, but everything around us, especially the situation that we are currently in. We should nurture, not judge.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed part two of this episode. And I really loved what was said at the very end. Nurture instead of judging. So that means nurture yourself. Be compassionate, be loving, and soften that judgment. Okay? To the best of your ability, just soften that judgment. You are doing remarkable and you are magnificent and beautiful, and you are here. You are here in the Grand Awakening. And that is a golden ticket. Many, many entities wanted to be here, but you made it. So pat yourself on the back. You are here. All right. So part three is coming up, and we are going to talk to Anya and how this impacted her experience in life and her session and all of that, because I think going into your soul field and really being connected to your guides is so priceless because it really allows you to have more freedom. It allows you to um, be lighter, be more joyful, be in a higher vibration, so that you can experience life in a lighter way, in a more joyful way, which I know it sounds kind of cliche sometimes, right? But your essence, who you are, is remembering who you are. And it is my honor to do these sessions. It is my honor to teach the classes because it allows a multi-pronged approach to your remembrance of your own divinity and how special and magnificent and how important this life is. This life matters. This is a very special life. I mean, I do ask a lot of entities around this. This is not common of a shift of a perspective on a whole planet consciousness, even though the multiverse is very vast. So this is a very special life. You do have a purpose. You have a greater purpose in this life, and you are being called. You are being called. All right. So how do you want to get a hold of me? How you can find me on attractingwisdom.com. I do hang out on LinkedIn. I you can book a discovery call if you wish, whatever, whatever. And I hope these videos and or episodes are helpful to you in your awakening journey. So keep it up. Keep it up. You're doing great. And until next time, see the magic and wonder of it all. Okay, so my spirit guides have really been talking to me a lot with the spiritual teachers and healers around taking on other people's burdens or holding that burden inside of us. So, I would have to say I had to like really think about this and really pause and kind of feel into it. When you are awakening, you start to feel other people's energies. You can feel them. Because you're becoming more aware of the conscious field, and you can feel energy, you can feel vibration, right? And sometimes that's overwhelming. It's especially with the teachers and healers awakening, they're like, I can't go to the mall, or they don't want to be around people. There is a cocooning period of time during that transition, because you have to discern what is your energy and what is someone else's. So just think of it as weather. When you go outside, your internal weather, your internal temperature is what it is, but then you go outside and it's hot, and then you start to get hot, right? And so I kind of think of it as water. It's like you're in the ocean of water and you come across a cold pocket or a warm pocket of water, and you can feel it, right? So discerning your energy versus someone else's energy is a good practice, right? What is mine? What is theirs, right? For me, I didn't realize it, but I was doing this a lot, not aware, right? Not consciously aware, but the spirit guides are really talking to me, and they're like, Isabelle, you need to maintain your vibration and you need to be aware. Are you holding on to a vibration, to a thought, a burden? I can't, and here's the paradox of it. I can't really carry someone's burden for them in a weird way, right? But yet I feel like I do. So when you're dealing with soul work and energy, just know that if it doesn't really gel right away, it's okay. It's because it's almost counterintuitive. So one of the things that I do personally a lot is I go within my field. I go within my body. I go within my energy and I do Saint Germain, the purple ray of light. In fact, in my classes, one of the things I teach the students is how to call into Saint Germain and how to bathe yourself in that purple ray, that violet ray of light, that I am presence, because it's very clearing. And then it kind of moves the anything that you kind of like got stuck on, or somebody else's vibration, or it activated a frequency and thought that's within your field, because we're all one. So I'll do the purple violet ray and I'll kind of clear my energy. To me, I kind of think of it as like taking a shower, or maintaining a house. Like, I was cleaning my carpets today because they got really, dirty and muddy, right? Or vacuuming, or do you know what I mean? So it's just a cleansing process. Again, I'm not judging the energy is bad or anything like that. I'm just like, um, I just kind of think of it as like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna clear my field. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And I hope you find that helpful. All right, let's listen in.